Hello there everyone, it's Burn-A-Briar, and today's video is going to be about how I started smoking a pipe, what drew me to the hobby. Bit of housekeeping, as they say. I've got here my Parker London Briar, and in it I'm smoking some Presbyterian mixture. I find this to be really interesting tobacco actually. I've not ever tasted one quite like it. It's a little bit different. I might be wrong there, you guys might know one exactly the same, but of all the blends I've ever tried, this one is certainly unique. So why do I smoke a pipe? Well, if you watched my video about my pipe collection, I touched on this subject. I smoke a pipe because of all the relaxation and the kind of calming side to it. But I only knew about that once I started smoking. So how did I get into it? I got my first pipe when I was 3 years old. It was given to me by a man called David Lavender, and he was a licensing solicitor in Soho, London. Most of the bars and restaurants in Soho owed their alcohol and spirits licenses to him, and so he was a very popular man, and he was very good at what he did. So much so that he became a clerk of the Green Cloth, which is, or was, a lawyer effectively working for the Queen. So he was very important. And he gave me my first pipe when I was 3 years old, and I showed it to you in my video about my collection. And so he was a pipe smoker. And so from an early age, that influence, having a pipe smoker around from time to time, seeing him, it was fairly normal to me. I didn't consider smoking a pipe as a strange thing that I'd stare at. I wasn't the sort of kid who'd see a pipe smoker and think, wow, what's that? Because I always knew I had my own pipe. Not that I used it. But I showed more and more interest in pipe smoking as I went through my teenage years. And my grandmother, who was a very good friend of David Lavender, and who also smoked a pipe, she had quite a few of his pipes in her collection. Ones that he didn't want anymore, he'd give to her. And by the time I was a teenager, she saw that I had quite an interest. So she passed some down to me. And I think at this point, I thought, right, I really want to get some pipe baccy and try it all out, see what smoking a pipe's all about. And I'd have been about 17 at this point, and there's a law passed in around about 2007 or something in the UK says that whilst you can smoke from the age of 16, you can't buy tobacco till you're 18. So I didn't want to go through the faff of asking my parents or this or that. I just waited till I was 18 years old and I bought myself a tin of baccy. Went to my local newsagents and they happened to have some pipe tobaccos, and I bought a tin of Sherlock Holmes by Peterson. And I remember inserting the coin and opening the tin for the first time and just thinking, wow. And I can remember the smell very distinctly now. It's a very sort of plum, dried fruits, raisin smell with just a sort of hint of what I at that stage knew as tobacco smell, which I suppose is what hand rolling tobacco smells like, because my mother sometimes smokes a little hand rolled cigarette. I just thought, wow. And whenever I saw a man passing by with a pipe in his mouth, there'd always be a really sweet, aromatic, beautiful plum smell. And I was smelling this tin, and I just thought, wow, that is just going to taste like fruit, fruit, pretty much. That's going to taste like beautiful fruit in my mouth. I couldn't wait. I just thought I'd discovered the next big thing. I was thinking to myself, can't believe no one else my age has discovered this. And I bought a pipe with me to the shop, eagerly packed a bowl, and was a little surprised to find that it tasted very much like tobacco. Now, why that surprised me, I don't really know on retrospect. Another big mistake I made with that first smoke is I inhaled, and it absolutely knocked me for six. Could barely breathe or stand up straight because of the nicotine. But by the time I got to the end of that tin, which took me a couple of months, I'd kind of got the technique going, and I'd kind of built up a little bit of taste for the flavours. I persevered and I didn't give up. And from then on, I've acquired more pipes, I've tried more tobaccos, and I can safely say that pipe smoking is now a part of me. It's who I am. I don't smoke loads, and I'm not huge. I mean, I especially in the summer, I don't smoke much at all. But it relaxes me. It's really helping me get through this term at university at the moment. And I feel a more considerate, more thoughtful person as a result. I have some very noisy housemates, I do apologise. Of course, influences while I was a teenager that drove me towards the pipe smoking. I can't deny that I was a fan of The Lord of the Rings. And hats off to Peter Jackson's films, actually, in a modern day world where anything related to smoking or the use of tobacco products is heavily frowned upon. He didn't cut that element of Tolkien's work out of his filmography, and I respect that. I'm also quite eccentric, so I had no problem or fear as to what people would have thought of me. I'm going to leave a link in the description to a page, I believe in the Daily Telegraph newspaper. It's the obituary of David Lavender. He died a few years ago, about Christmas time. He'd been suffering from ill health for a long time. But it is because of him that I suppose I smoke a pipe. And I now own a few of his. So this is a little memorial video to him, in a way. Also, before I go, I'd like to do a few shout-outs. These are just a few channels that I've been watching recently. I'd like to start with Passion for Smoke Top Star. Sorry about the noise. Yeah, I'd like to start with Passion for Smoke Top Star. He's an Englishman like me, and he's been around for some time, and recently I've just really got into his videos. I know Bearded Piper mentioned him in a shout out not so long ago. Somebody else I'd like to mention is Will Fritz, or Will Frights, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to pronounce that. Again, also English. I believe he's been part of the community for a long time, but he's just started a new channel, or restarted making videos, and I think he's only been making videos for a couple of weeks. He's already posted about 10. Stuff he's doing is really good, and he also nominated me for a giveaway as part of a contest, so thank you very much, Will. Really appreciated that. And my third and final shout out is for the Magician Piper. He's an Australian man, and he started making videos for the pipe smoking community before he even smoked a pipe, so that's a bold move, because you don't always know whether you're going to enjoy it, but he seems to really be settling in, and he's got a great channel, and he's doing a good job of mixing his kind of work as a professional magician and his love of smoking a pipe to combine together some quite unique content. So I'm going to shout out to him too. He's not been around long, probably about as long as I have. So yeah, thanks very much everyone who watched, and I hope you all enjoy your pipes. Until next time.